What it is again, boys. We really need to talk about Miyabi. I really want to talk about Miyabi. Half of my chat, half of everybody that watches my channel is 100% hyped for Miyabi. They're saving everything that they can for her. I haven't seen a character be this fan favorite ever since Sakura. I was thinking about not going from her, especially when we thought that she was just going to be another attacker type unit, and I'm building like Anomaly teams. But now that they made her Anomaly and they gave her all these shiny new tools to work with, dude, I can't help but be very excited for her too. Guys, this video is going to be about leaks that have come out this past week on how Miyabi is going to work, on how her kit is. If you guys don't want to know, if you guys, you know, just rather, you're gonna pull for her anyways. Why pull for meta, right? That's what we do. So if you don't care and you don't want any spoilers, then this isn't for you. Just as a disclaimer out there. Another thing is, guys, these are leaks. They have been reported through, you know, well-established leakers already. People like Leifa, like Dim. But at the same time, even if the information that we are getting from them right now is accurate, they are always subject to change. I want you guys to remember, right, how our girl here, Yanagi, she changed so much during her testing period. So info that we got from data mines and things like that are subject to change, and they might change. So take everything that you guys are gonna learn here about Miyabi, if you haven't known already, with a grain of salt. These things can change, and it's just the nature of these things, right? That's just the nature of leaks. You can't ever take them that seriously. There are some things here that I agree with. There are some things here that I disagree with, but I'm pretty excited to share with you guys. I want to know what you guys' opinion on it is, especially because there are things that I don't think we can assume or we can just affirm from whatever information that we have here right now. But it is a lot of information, and just shout out to the leakers that helped us out. Most of this information I am getting from either Twitter or Reddit itself. And let's be real, most of the things that are on Twitter and most of the things that you guys are gonna find on YouTube, even from other content creators, they're just taken off of Reddit. And Reddit, most of that information is probably taken from other social media platforms where Hoyoverse really isn't paying much attention, so Hoyoverse can't, you know, DMCA them. Stuff like Telegram, which are mostly based off of like instant messaging, things like that. So again, take everything with a grain of salt, but let's get into it. So first things there is this thing right here. It's one of the first things that we got is the fact that her element icon was not the same as the ice icon. You can definitely see here that the ice icon that we usually have is completely different from this one. And that's what got people thinking like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is different. Is it a new element? What does she do? Is she a dual element? Like, I saw so many things, and it's much more simpler than you guys think. It is a new element, but believe me, it's not going to make that much of a difference. You're probably still going to just farm ice, and you can just treat her as an ice unit. She is just going to be special, and we're going to see why. Over here, the first thing that they said is she is ice, but she's going to have a stun. And, you know, this is questionable, of course, because she doesn't really have a stun. I think the only thing that she has is freeze and shatter, which is very similar to the ice anomaly buildup that we already have. So if she does have a stun, that's what they mean by it. So she's not a stun character, okay? There are some clarifications on this. Just so you guys know, they are calling this new element that Miyabi has Frost. The reason why they are calling it Frost is because of the Chinese character used. So this right here literally translates to Frost according to Leifa. Well-established leaker. That's why it's called Frost. So I want you guys to pay attention. Whenever I talk about ice, I am referring to the current ice element and the current ice anomaly application that we already have in the game. Whenever I talk about frost, we are talking about Miyabi's special element and special anomaly application. So that's where you got the frost from. That's where everybody got the idea of that, of naming that element that, in case you guys don't know. Okay, continuing on. I want to talk about her kit, obviously. The most important thing about the basic attack is it's a normal basic attack. You do 2 hits of physical damage and 3 hits of frost damage. Very important here for player skill. The 5th hit of the basic attack blocks an enemy attack. This by itself tells me that Miyabi has a really cool skill ceiling. I'm not going to say it's a high skill ceiling. There are ways for you to be smart about when you're attacking instead of just going crazy at it, to kind of try and time that 5th basic attack with an enemy parable attack. I don't think most players are going to do this, honestly. I don't know how useful this will be, but I do think it's pretty cool that she has it. I'm never going to be against skill level things, right? Things that require you to think before attack. So basic attack Frost Moon. When you have 2 or more stacks of Frostfall, we will talk about how to get these stacks of Frostfall in a little bit, so don't worry about it. Just understand that if you are playing her and her teammates right, you're going to be able to get these stacks of Frostfall no problem. Hold the basic attack button or the special attack button. You're going to start charging your Yaijutsu. When she finishes charging, she can charge up to 3 times, and she consumes 2 stacks every time she charges. So for you to do a complete charge, you need 6 stacks. Again, it's going to be easy to get those stacks. Don't worry about it. When you throw that out, she draws her sword, launching a powerful slash forward based on the current charge level, dealing massive frost damage and exiting Frost Moon stance. Character is invulnerable during the Frost Moon stance. Special attack Deep Snow. It's just a quick draw of the sword, frost damage. EX special attack Flying Snow is another. It's a quick advance, launch powerful slash at the enemies in front, dealing massive frost damage. When using this skill, you gain 2 stacks of Frostfall. A very important thing about getting stacks of Frostfall is that whenever Miyabi enters the battlefield, she immediately gains 3 stacks of Frostfall. Now, the first thing I want you guys to tell me, if you guys know, if anybody in chat or anybody watching this on YouTube knows, does this mean that it is whenever she enters the battlefield through a parry or through a character change, like through a character dodge, right? Basically a defensive assist, she gains the 3 stacks? Or is it only at the start of a battle? I really don't know from what it said here. I think it's literally whenever you switch into her in the battlefield, she's gonna come in with 3 stacks of Frostfall. So if you come in with 3 stacks and you EX special attack, that's already 5. You're only 1 to go for a full 6. But that's just an example. It's gonna be much easier than that even. Dodge skill, normal dodge skill, guys. You have a normal dodge counter. Her ultimate, there's nothing to it. It's just a powerful slash in a large range, dealing massive frost damage. Period. Using this skill, you gain 2 stacks of Frostfall. So you gain 2 stacks as if you were using your EX skill. And then we have the quick assist, really same defensive assist. It's really easy to understand. It's really basic, and a assist follow-up that's also very basic. Core passive, and this is where things get insane. This is where things get important for us to understand. So her core passive is called Cold Flame, and this is going to explain to you what frost is. If anybody in the comments, if anybody in chat understands this differently or has information that I don't have, please post this down there. I want to have a good discussion about this. From what I understand, in every single part of her kit that we have read, Miyabi only exclusively applies her special anomaly, which is frost. Miyabi does not apply the normal ice anomaly. This is important to understand. The reason it's because apparently from everything that we have here, Miyabi will not be able to disorder with herself, which is something that Yanagi can do, but we'll talk about that later. So first of all, when Miyabi deals frost damage to an enemy, she will apply Ice Flame to the target for 20 seconds. When Miyabi accumulates frost anomaly buildup on an enemy affected by Ice Flame, or in other words, anytime that Miyabi does frost damage with her EX special, with her special, or with the 3 final combo hits of her basic attack, anytime she does that on an enemy affected by Ice Flame, which is every time she does frost damage. So let's say you do that with the 3rd basic attack. During the 4th basic attack, you will already apply the frost anomaly buildup rate will increase to 60% of Miyabi's crit rate, up to 60%. Now take this with a grain of salt. I haven't done any calculations. What this means is that probably building crit rate is going to be better than building anomaly proficiency. I think it's proficiency that I'm talking about, not mastery. Mastery is the other thing, right? Whenever you're attacking someone that has Ice Flame, which when you have Miyabi is always, and you are using an attack that does frost damage, which is creating frost anomaly buildup, the buildup rate of the attack is going to be increased by 60% of Miyabi's crit rate, up to a 60% value. Too long didn't read. Probably building crit rate is going to be better than building anomaly proficiency. Again, I can't affirm this. We're gonna have to wait until spreadsheets are out, until people actually test her. But I think this is the intent, so that you don't need to build 4 substats and you can just focus on crit rate, crit damage. Okay? Mostly on crit rate. When Miyabi accumulates frost anomaly buildup, she will have an independent attribute anomaly accumulation meter, which triggers special freeze, shatter, and frostbite effects, which can trigger disorder with other anomaly attribute effects, including ice anomaly. Think that Miyabi works exactly like any other anomaly character. Her ice is just special, and you can use a Ellen or Sokaku, and whenever Ellen and Sokaku apply their freeze and shatter, Miyabi can apply her own freeze and shatter, which are special and are different, and she still gets the disorder effect from applying her frost on their ice. Same thing goes for any other element: burn, shock, assault, anything. All I want you guys to know is it's a special ice that is really, really pretty and really shiny and burns like a blue flame, which is really cool, and that is it. It's her own thing. Only she has this, and it's pretty hype. I think it's cool. I think it's all right to have this. Everybody loves Miyabi. Everybody, including Hoyoverse, knows she's the most popular character right now that everybody's waiting for. So why not deliver and make her a little bit special? Now, what does it do that's different than normal Anomaly application? So this is what it does. When Miyabi applies Frostbite to an enemy affected by Ice Flame will be removed and trigger Frostburn Break, dealing a bazillion amount of damage, 2000% of Miyabi's attack at like core passive level F, S frost damage to the target, and causing them to enter a Frostburn state. During the Frostburn state, all teammates' attribute anomaly buildup rate to the target is increased to 15% at level F, but Miyabi cannot apply Ice Flame to the target again. So what is this doing? This is telling you that Miyabi is going to work like a burst DPS. And why do I say burst DPS? Because you're going to bring Miyabi in, she's going to get her stacks in, then she's going to apply her Frost Anomaly very fast, because you're doing that charged attack, and then you're going to trigger Frostburn. When Frostburn triggers, you're going to deal 2000% of her damage immediately, and then you're going to buff the anomaly buildup of the other characters. That's why she's a burst, because she's going to come in, she's going to use everything, and then you're going to be incentivized to switch out, because you can't build up Frostburn again. Your other characters that have anomalies are going to build their anomaly up faster. And for you to remove Frostburn, you need to trigger another attribute anomaly so that Miyabi can work again. This is the game telling you after Miyabi Frostburn breaks, you need to change, and your DPS is going to go through the roof if you change. And then over here we have the additional ability, which is when you have another anomaly character in the squad, which you want to have. You really want to have another anomaly character. Damage dealt by her basic attack, Frost Moon, increases by 50%, which is it's a big deal. And when any character in the party triggers a disorder effect, Miyabi gains 3 stacks of Frostfall, and during the next Frost Moon stance, basic attack, Frost Moon ignores 25% ice res. Okay, so let me run you through the game plan. It's really simple. You put Miyabi in, build Frost Anomaly on that character, and it's gonna probably Frostburn break really quick. That'll deal a massive amounts of damage and will make you want to switch up a character. Then when you switch to the other anomaly character, that other anomaly character is going to build up its anomaly rate 15% faster, and you're going to get a disorder effect because she literally disorders with everything, even with ice. Once you get that disorder effect, boom, the additional ability activates, she gains 3 stacks of Frostfall. And then what do? You wait for a parry, and you bring her in through the parry. And when you bring her in through the parry, what do? You get 3 more stacks of Frostfall. That makes you have 6 stacks of Frostfall with no effort. From that, you can immediately go into the charge attack. If it's safe for you to charge, right? If the boss isn't going to kill you, you can immediately go for the charge attack, which is going to Frostburn break again, deal massive damage again, and make you switch again. Do you guys understand? Does that make sense? Very straightforward rotation, and you're going to be rotating your Miyabi in all the time. I don't think she's an outfield anomaly, but she's also not such an egotist. You know, she's not that selfish like Jane or Yanagi are, because Jane and Yanagi can keep doing the same thing for a long time. At least in my experience, at least in my end game experience, it doesn't seem like that selfish, because when she comes in, she has a very straightforward thing to do that's going to be really fast for you to do, at least what it seems, right? And once you apply that Frostburn break, you need to switch. You're going to lose DPS if you stay in, because you can't apply Frostbite twice, and you just gain more anomaly buildup rate with the other character anyways. Does that make sense? So two big things. The rotation that I explained to you guys is dependent on me assuming that whenever you bring her in from like a defensive assist or something, she actually gets those +3 stacks. Okay? So that might not happen, and you might have to play a little bit more with her on field until you get those stacks. right? You use those EX. Whenever Frostbreak Break is triggered, Miyabi gains 1 stack of Frostfall, etc. Like these types of things you're going to have to work around so you can get those 6 stacks and get that charging going on, you know, charging blade going on. Another thing that we really want to know about whether building crit or anomaly, I think it's pretty self-explanatory that we are going to build crit, but an important thing is I want to know if this Frostburn break damage of 2000% of attack can crit or not. I think this can crit, and if it can crit, dude, it seems insane. If you guys at home know, please tell me. Well, I guess we'll find out, right? So another thing here, Yanagi's Polarity Disorder will trigger Miyabi's additional ability for first +3 Frostfall stacks, which this means that you're gonna Frostburn with Miyabi, then you're gonna change to Yanagi, you're gonna shock the first time, that's gonna give her 3 Frostfall stacks, and then you're gonna Polarity Disorder with Yanagi, and that's gonna give her +3, which will make it really easy for her, and it will circumvent the fact that we don't really know, well, at least I don't really know, when if she gets those +3 whenever she comes in from the defensive assist or something like that. So if you do have Yanagi, if you guys are Anomaly mains like your boy, then Yanagi's gonna be insane with Miyabi. We saw this coming, right? Everybody saw this coming. Everybody knew that Yanagi was probably gonna work well with Miyabi, and that's probably why Miyabi doesn't need to be on field all the time, right? It is what it is. People are speculating that Miyabi's kit is basically traditional DPS that happens to be Anomaly. But that's what I'm saying though, because she works like a burst. Bring her in, you do her thing, deal a bazillion amounts of damage, and then the game kind of forces you to switch her over to the other player because it gives you so many benefits for switching over to another disorder unit. What I'm saying is I've seen this before. Archeron and Star Rail, even though she is a debuff DPS, I feel like she works a lot more like a traditional destruction or whatever unit rather than an Annihility unit. But she is a unit from a role of characters that usually doesn't do anything that she does. Does that make sense? I think what they're doing with Miyabi is the exact same thing. She's Anomaly, but she doesn't really play the Anomaly game. She plays more of a traditional DPS game. And I think it's not just because like they want to make her special, they want to make her shiny. I think it's because she was, like, we know that she was a traditional DPS, but you don't want her to outshine Ellen this early in the game's lifespan. So what you do is you just, you know, play her with Anomaly characters. Don't play her with stun. Don't play her as a traditional DPS. So now that you're playing with Anomaly characters, there's a different reason for you to get Miyabi. And there's a reason for you to not, you know, freaking retire your Ellen 4 months into the game. 6 months into the game. So I agree with Katie Concert. Thank you for the sub, man. Welcome to the channel, dude. Thanks for the sub. Really appreciate it, dude. Do you guys get what I'm saying? All right, guys, that is it for Miyabi. Okay, I hope I helped you guys out to understand what you're getting into, to understand that Miyabi really isn't this huge can of worms that's hard to understand. She's really straightforward, very easy to play. Player skill that's gonna come and play, I guess that's the way you say it, is the really cool way that you can block an enemy attack during the 5th hit of the basic attack. This is insane. And just work on your timing when you're gonna charge her EX special. There's probably an optimal time to do that in a boss fight. Don't do that out the gate. Don't do that completely blind. You know, think about what you're doing. That's it. But other than that, she seems very straightforward, very even beginner friendly, I'd say. So awesome character, easy pull for anybody that is getting into the game right now, that anybody that was saving for her. And I'm gonna say it, must pull for people that are maining Anomaly, 100%. Some quick things, guys. One of the leaks here says that version 1.4 is gonna have 2 banners at the same time. So it says that we're gonna have Harumasa and Miyabi at the same time. Duration is gonna differ from the normal cycle, which is 6 weeks. Info comes from Full Stop Chan. Now, I'm not calling them a liar. I really am not. I think things like these are still being decided by Hoyoverse. I don't think this is set in stone at all. I don't think it's gonna happen. Personal opinion, do not think that they are going to do a cycle that is not a 6-week cycle. However, this comes into with the leak that says that Harumasa will be free. I do believe that Harumasa is going to be free. Why do I believe that, guys? Who the wants Harumasa, man? So might as well just give Harumasa out for free, and then you have an excuse to tell your investors or whoever the that Harumasa didn't sell well because, you know, he's free. Let's just give Harumasa away for free. I think it's actually the right thing to do. Listen, I don't think Koyoverse is just being cute and lovable and we're doing this because we love our fans, right? No, dude. Nah. I do think that we're gonna get Harumasa for free. I think that's actually true. However, I don't think that it's going to not be a 6-week cycle. But that's just my opinion. Of course, I could be wrong, and this could be right. We'll see what happens, right? Another thing, this is really obvious, but I just thought I'd bring it up in case some people don't know. Some people might not have the experience that we had. Like, some people might not have been playing Hoyoverse games for a long time. Like a no-life guy like I have been, you know. They're saying that there's going to be 2 new drive discs, just 2 new disc drive sets for you to farm. I'm going to tell you that I think this is 100% true. I think there will be 2 new disc drive sets to farm. We usually get 2 new sets every other major patch, and since we got 2 new ones in 1.2, we're not getting 2 new ones in 1.3, and I think we are getting 2 new ones on 1.4. I really think that one of these disc drive sets is going to be the best in slot set for Miyabi. So if you guys are pre-farming disc drives, maybe hold off on that a little bit. That stamina is probably just better spent on excess stamina, so you can save that, so you can use that day 1, so you can farm for the actual thing that's going to be the best in stock for her. This is probably what's going to happen. I'm going to give you 99.9% chance. I really think so. Right, boys? And another important thing is be ready to prepare for a new normal boss and a new weekly boss that you're gonna have to farm to be able to max level Miyabi. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for your attention and for your viewership, man. I really appreciate it. If you guys like the content, if you like the laid back way that we discuss things here, please consider giving me a like and a sub. Really helps the channel out, man. And I'm just really happy to be here and play this game, dude. I really am excited for Miyabi. I thought, I didn't even know if I was going to actually use her, how good she would be, how she would play. I'm very excited for the way that she plays, very excited for the gameplay that I saw of her. I thought it's absolutely amazing. The animations are insane. I chose not to play them right now because some people really don't want to see it yet. They want to see it when she comes out, and I completely respect it, right? But it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Ktsu, your boy, signing out.